their offenses on the gridiron today. It's Roethlisberger's Steelers going up against Carr's Raiders. With that, we'll get you out to Oakland, so we'll hand it over to our colleagues, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Larry, apart from a 13-year gap in L.A., we are at the home of the Raiders since 1966. But how much longer will they be playing football in Oakland, California? Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Oakland Raiders. Ready to go now on a sunny afternoon in the East Bay. And off we go from Oakland. Big mistake here by the kicker, kicking it out of bounds.
The one that drives coaches crazy. Keep it in the field of play and let your guys cover.
Brown, the lone receiver, left. Now a play fake here on first down. And that's caught inside the 35. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Dan Williams with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8. A fake to Bell. Now it's Roethlisberger finding time. He's going to wind up and air it out. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver, and it's third down. Offensive starters time. Electric is certainly a word that comes to mind when you talk about Le'Veon Bell.
Love the way that he reshaped his body coming out of college. A bigger, thicker runner while he was at Michigan State. Lost weight, became more of a whippet in the NFL, and now no one can tackle the guy, whether he's running it or catching it.
Now Ben on over the middle here to Coates. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll be fourth down.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
And it appears they'll go for it here on fourth down. A big call on the game's opening drive. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Fourth down. Here's Roethlisberger. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. And that could be a major momentum swing here early.
Because the defense stopped them. How great is that? They go for it on the first drive of the game. They're the ones trying to establish something, trying to assert a little dominance. And guess what? You turn it back on them and give the ball to your own offense. I agree with you. It can change momentum in a big way.
Murray had the 1,000-yard season in 2015, followed that up with 788 last year. Now, also in the mix in Oakland, you had Washington, you had Richard. How do you see this backfield playing out going forward?
I think you'll see a similar combination going forward. I think that's one of the reasons that he dropped from a 1,000-yard runner to 788, because they had other options. They're able to bring in Washington, Richard. They can use different plays for those guys, a lot of versatility, and really upgrade their offense with an infusion of speed. But Latavius Murray, I think he'll still continue to be the lead guy out of that trio.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. See if they stay on the ground for second down.
All right, here we go. Red 18.
Now Carr with a give to Murray. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 3rd and 1. They'll run here. It's Murray. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
Here we go. Red 18. Red 18. Oh, baby, alert. Alert. Hey, we go red. We go
play clock winding down. On the ground, this is Jalen Richard. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Carr turns, hands to Murray. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be 3rd down and about the length of the football. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. And Carr's going to keep it himself. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the 1st down.
And as we say often, it shows confidence in your offensive line. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on 1st down. Time running out here on the play clock.
We ready?
Now this time, Carl throw. This caught. Reception by Holmes. And eventually stopped just shy of the goal line right around the 2.
That was a nice completion on an out route. And those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. Here's Carr to throw. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. Derek Carr taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. Sebastian Janikowski on for the PAT. And that makes it 7-zip Oakland. On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Steelers. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
In 12 regular season games this last year for Bell, averaging over 150 yards from scrimmage. First 2 games in the playoffs were great, but, you know, getting injured in the final game probably leaves a bad taste in his mouth.
Leaves a bad taste, gives him fuel for the next season, though, because remember, for the last few years, he hasn't been able to play a full season for various reasons. Now, going into next year, imagine those numbers over a 16-game season and heading into the playoffs. Le'Veon Bell can set new records.
Third and 2. Now Roethlisberger. He gets it to Brown. Complete. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. And connection number 1 there on the game, Roethlisberger to Boney Tony. Antonio Brown, that's what his high school teammates used to call him.
I wonder what they would call him now.
More muscular, more successful Boney Tony Brown, right?
I'd say you're probably right. It may be all of that. They'll still call him Boney Tony, but Ben Roethlisberger calls him my number 1 target.
Now a first down carry by Bell. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain could look like a disaster. It all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
So second down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on third. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. And Mike Tomlin going to roll up the sleeves here and say, let's go for it on fourth. And now before they run this play on 4th and 1, we're going to get a break and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. 5 wides in the game, 4 of them to the right side. Brown, the lone receiver, left. They're going on 4th down. It's Roethlisberger. And able to find Green. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
We always talk about big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. I think that 4th down qualified. That was a heck of a throw.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on 1st down. And it's caught over the middle by the tight end, Green. It'll go as a gain of 12. And it's good enough for a Pittsburgh 1st down. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence. Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looks pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, they held them to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at them. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
And he'll get about 3 as he takes us up near the 25.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Murray the He'll get the football here. A pickup of 5 that time and a 1st down. And we've arrived at the 2-minute warning here in half number 1. Fresh set of downs here.
We ready?
10th carry of the game now, Murray. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
That was 2nd down run for Murray. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
1st down and 10 now for the offensive group. On 1st and 10. Here's Carr. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
It's funny when I go back to our pregame meeting with Amari Cooper and we mentioned, what if they play man coverage against you? He almost seemed offended by it, didn't he?
I'll beat it. That's basically what he said, right?
I mean, the best receivers we've ever talked to and covered, and you talk about covering them with one guy, they think that's a personal affront. If they feel like if they can't just beat one defender, then they're not very good.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. And they're going to speed things up here.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Here's Murray. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down.
Red 18! Red 18! Alert, baby, alert! Alert! Zebra! Zebra!
Carr to throw for it on 4th down. Open man is Holmes. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And the offense readies for play number 10 of this series.
Here we go! Wow, baby, alert! Here we go! Red 18! Red 18!
On 1st down, Murray. Down to the 25. A gain of 3, 2nd down. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Now Carr. Looking for Crabtree, and it's intercepted. Picked off, William Gay. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. It looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up.
Wide and yay! Wide and yay! Oh, baby, alert! Alert! Here we go! Wide and yay! Wide and yay! Oh, baby, alert! Alert!
This is Crabtree on the end around. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
A reverse is never called just to get 1 or 2 yards. It's often called to get a big play. The defense was having none of it on that one. They snipped it out and stuffed it.
Oh, baby, alert! Alert! Here we go!
On 3rd and long, it's Carr. Cooper's got it. And he's brought down after a good gain. 23 yards on the play. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there.
We ready? Wide and yank. Wide and yank. Hold on, baby. Alert. Alert. All right, here we go.
Now Carr going to give to Olawale. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
The end result was brute force on brute force. But think about everything that's going on if you're playing defensive tackle. You're dealing with at least one blocker across from you, trying to deal with him, shed him, and maybe even a second one before you have to try and make the tackle on the big guy.
Well, they brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out. The old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
Here we go on 4th down with Carr. Here's Wolford over the middle. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. Carr now on 1st down. To the left side and complete for Amari Cooper. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Hey, we're going to rally. Rally. We ready? Wide. Zebra. Here we go.
Carries piling up. It's Murray again. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Here we go, rally. We ready? Red 18. Red 18, baby, alert. Hey, we're going to rally. Rally.
Again, it's Murray. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast, deep, and it was over in a heartbeat.
First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down.
Hold on, baby, alert. Here we go. Red 18. Red 18. Hey, we're going to rally. Rally. Here we go. Red 8.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Mitchell. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Back now in the East Bay. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. 10 yards still left on second down.
Here we go.
They'll go again with Bell. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. And now they're in the hurry-up. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll go for it with Bell. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. Give him 10 yards on the pickup. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
And Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
Now they'll throw it with Roethlisberger. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
Okay, when the big guy runs a corner route, you're asking a lot no matter who's covering him. Doesn't matter whether it's a linebacker or a defensive back.
Yeah.
He usually has the advantage because of his body type.
Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one down near the 15. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Again, it's Bell. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Raiders have recovered. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Murray, the lone setback. Now they'll run it on the toss. And some space here. Murray fighting, lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. Back to throw. And this one caught by Coates. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Back to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. He was looking to hit his running back, Le'Veon Bell, that time. And now it's 2nd down. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. So incomplete on second down. Now they'll look to convert here on third. 5 wides in the game. 4 of them to the right side. He'll look to throw. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Brown, the lone receiver, left. They'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Raiders are going to win the football game. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They have the lead, still a one-possession game, but the defense got the stop. They've got the football now, just salted away, right?
Exactly. They did their job in a big way. You know,
now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Second down following the run.
Here we go. We go rally. We ready. Wide and yay. We ready. Red 18, baby. Alert. Alert. Hey, we go rally. Rally.
They go with Murray again. A strong running. And he'll take this one up. And the Steelers signal for another timeout. That'll be their second, so 1 more chance to stop the clock here. And we'll be back. And the defense searches for 1 more stop here after the run on second down.
Here we go. Hey, we go rally. Rally. Hey, we go rally. Rally. All right, here we go.
They'll come out in the pistol. Here's Carr to throw. And Roberts with it over the middle. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. And some changes here as the D-line separates some.
All right, here we go.
Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers.
Zebra. Zebra. Zebra.
They'll run it left side with Murray. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. And quickly, they get to the line.
Hello, baby. Alert. Alert. Hey, we go rally. All right, here we go. Wide and yay. Zebra. Hello, baby. Alert. Alert.
A toss to Murray. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Just a couple there on the second down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up the play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
The storyline in this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column too.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Black Hole celebrates. The Raiders are winners here as we say so long from Oakland.